Hello from Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. I'm Roger, and we're happy to have y'all here with us today. So today we're going to be making a recipe that has gone viral on TikTok, but we're going to be making it our way, not necessarily with everything that the other people put in theirs on TikTok. But it's called dirty spaghetti. And it's similar to dirty rice, or pretty much exactly like dirty rice, except that you're using spaghetti noodles instead of rice. So we're going to get to making it here in just a minute, and hope it'll turn out good. We're going to see. All right, y'all. So the first thing we got to do is we got to get us some meat cooking. So we've got 1 pound of hamburger, and we're going to use 1 pound of Johnsonville mild Italian sausage. So we're going to put that Italian sausage in there with that hamburger. If I can get it to come out of the package. And then we're just going to get that meat cooking. And then we'll be back and we'll add our vegetables into it. So we've got our ground beef and our Italian sausages in the pot. It started cooking. I've got it mashed up into smaller pieces. We're ready to put our vegetables in. So we're putting in 1 whole green pepper, and 1 whole red pepper, and 1 large onion. And then we're just going to mix that all around and let it start cooking in with the burger and the sausage. And we want to cook the vegetables until they are somewhat tender. We don't want them to be hard and crunchy. So that's our next step in this, and then we'll be back once this gets cooked down and ready to go on to the next thing. All right, y'all. So our meat and our peppers and onions are fully cooked. The onions and the peppers are softened. So now we're ready to go on to the next step. And that is to add how much?
4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoons of flour, plain flour, into the mix. And then we're just going to stir that in. And now you don't want to drain this meat. You want to just leave the juices that's in there. You want to just leave them in there. And then give this a good stir. Get everything mixed up and get the flour all mixed up. Because what that flour is going to do is it's going to thicken your mixture. And you're going to let that cook for probably about 4 minutes or so, just so that the flour flavor will cook out of the flour, and that won't be what you taste in your mix. And don't know if I told you or not, but we cut the heat down on about a medium heat for this after when we added the flour into it. And I can tell you this is smelling delicious. All right, so we're going to let that cook for just a few minutes here. Our mixture with the flour has been cooking now for about 4 minutes or so, and so it's ready that we can start adding our spices. Now, I wanted y'all to see just how much spices is going to go into this. And of course, there's many other spices that you can put into it, but this is what we're going to use. And I'll leave the ingredients, all the spices, and the directions for this in the description. So those of you who can't seem to find the recipe for it, it is in the description. Okay, so y'all gonna have to go look for it. But so now we're gonna start adding all of our spices in. First thing we're gonna do is some mint or some garlic powder. And we're gonna do some onion powder. And then we're going to do some minced garlic. And that's the dried. You can use the prepared or you can use fresh, just whatever you want. A little bit of red pepper flakes. Not going crazy with that. Now, you can if you want to, but I like it with a little spice, but not a whole lot. And then we got black pepper. I'm going to give all that a stir around because we still got a few more spices to go. All right, let's see here what we got next. All right, we're going to put some oregano in. And we're going to put some Creole spice in. I believe we're using Tony Sachery is what we're using.
Paprika.
All right, and some paprika. And yeah, if y'all hear Roger standing here behind me telling me what some of this stuff is, because I had no clue. And these are thyme leaves. And I believe nope, we've still got bay leaves to go in.
Not yet.
Nope, not putting the bay leaves in just yet. So we're going to give all this another good stir around. It's really smelling now, especially after putting that thyme in there. Okay, and now we're going to add some beef broth. We got 2 cups of beef broth.
Just put about half of it.
And we're going to put about half of that in. A little bit more. All right. Okay, we're going to give that a good stir. See where we're at. All right, y'all. So we've got some Worcestershire sauce we're going to put in there. And we're going to put 2 bay leaves in it. And that should get us going pretty good on this part. And then we're going to just let this simmer for just a little bit. And then we will come back when it's ready. We're not going to put any more of the beef broth in it just yet. We're going to wait and see how that's looking. And then we'll go from there on the beef broth. So our sauce and burger and onions and everything is ready. One thing we'll tell you that as it was sitting simmering, it continued to get thicker and thicker. So we did wind up using the whole 2 cups of the beef broth. So just remember that. And again, I'll put that in the description for you. And now we're going to pull out our bay leaves. So there's one out. And there's the second one out. So now the only thing we got to do is to add our spaghetti to it. So I got my spaghetti sitting over here on the other side, and we're going to just take some tongs and we're going to slowly add our spaghetti. We're not going to put it all in there at the same time because we want to give it a good stir around once we get some in there. So there's 2 good tonguefuls that we got in there. And we're going to just give that a stir. Get it mixed up into the sauce. And just incorporate it around. Again, guys, this is smelling so good. All right, well, I'm not going to make you watch me put all the spaghetti in, so we'll be back once it's done. Now, after we get the spaghetti in there, we're going to just let it sit on low for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. And the reason we're going to do that is that's going to allow the noodles to soak up the juices and everything that's in there and give the flavor to the noodles. So we'll be back when we're actually ready to put some in plate. All right, y'all. So it's been sitting for about 15 minutes, just soaking up everything. And just wanted you to see what it looks like. and it looks and smells delicious. So um, I think this is going to be a pretty impressive dish myself. And so we're going to get us some on a plate and get us a little bit of garlic bread to go with it. And then we're going to show you a plate and get a taste. So here's our finished plate. It's beautiful. We got some garlic bread to go with it. And I'm ready to give it a taste. All right, y'all. So this is our TikTok viral dirty spaghetti recipe. And I'm going to give it a try, see how it tastes. Pretty good stuff. I'm a huge fan of dirty rice. And I especially used to always love the Popeyes dirty rice. But for whatever reason, they did away with it, or at least in this area they did, and we can't get it anymore. So we usually do the Zatarain's dirty rice here at home. But this is a really good similarity to the dirty rice. It's got the flavors of the dirty rice, and you got macaroni, or not macaroni, but spaghetti, and you can twirl it up on your fork just like you do spaghetti. So that's a great thing. But I think y'all like this if you try it. If you like something that's got that thyme oregano flavor in it, it's really good. So hope y'all will make this for your family, share it with your friends. Remember, hit that like, subscribe, hit the share button, and hit the bell button so you get notifications when we post something different. So next week, it's going to be pulled pork barbecue. So y'all be looking for that one. Y'all have a great one. Appreciate you being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you the next time.